Salut tout le monde! Ce soir, je vais vous montrer comment on fait une ratatouille. For those of you who don't speak French, tonight I'm going to show you how to make ratatouille. Along with being a fun Disney movie, ratatouille is actually a French vegetable dish that can be served as either a stew or a bake. But tonight I'm going to show you how to make the baked version. So let's get started. The first step to cooking any recipe is to have all your ingredients together. I have everything cut up in portions for the sake of the video, but I'm still going to show you guys everything that I use in the process of making this dish. So the first part of this dish that I'm starting to prepare is the sauce base that's going to go in the bottom of the pan. I started out with olive oil and I have onions cooking because they take the longest, and I will soon add the red pepper and the yellow pepper, the basil, the garlic, and then that crushed tomatoes. It's going to create the real sauce aspect of it. It's time to put it in the pan. So normally this dish is made in a pan, something along the lines of a cast iron skillet, but we are balling on a budget today, and so we're just using a regular pan. You may not need all of your sauce based on how deep the pan is, so this particular pan is not super deep, so I didn't use all of my sauce. So the next part of making ratatouille is where the fun part comes in. It's where you get all your vegetables, all you need, and you get a really cool look and feel of the dish. I have everything cut up already, but in the process I was using a very sharp knife because the vegetables need to be about as close as you can to being about 1 millimeter thick, if not thinner, so that you can fit more of them in the pan. And something that's also really interesting is with the eggplant. If you've ever seen an eggplant, they generally are small and get larger, and because all the vegetables are different sizes, I cut them into quarters so that they will be the same size easier, because if you try to use, like this is only a quarter, if you tried to use the entire thing, it'd be all eggplant. So now we can begin placing our vegetables in the dish. You generally want to put them in the same pattern, and so I'll probably go as I have them laid out, which is eggplant, squash, zucchini, tomato, and you just start placing them in the dish. So as you guys can see, I have a couple just kind of vegetables left over. It's no big deal as long as you have like everything going on. So this is what our finished product is looking like. So I'm pretty excited about it. And then the next step in making this is the herb seasoning that goes on top. To begin with the herb seasoning now, the recipe actually calls for this to be put on towards the end of cooking, but I prefer to put it on in the beginning so that it really has the chance for the vegetables to take on the herby flavors that comes from this seasoning. And so it's just kind of like touch and go with a lot of parts of the recipe. You can crystallize it however you want. I prefer stuff a little saltier, so it's just kind of whatever your preference is in terms of that. So here you start out with the olive oil. And this is something you just mix together with a spoon. It's nothing super fancy. You have thyme, the parsley, basil, and garlic. Which the recipe also calls for minced garlic, but I personally prefer pressed garlic, so it has more aroma to it and the flavor. So again, just something that's a personal choice for you, however you like your garlic prepared. So now that we've finished all 3 stages of making ratatouille, it's time to cover it with foil and put it in the oven. You want your oven to be set to 375, and it's going to go into the oven for about 30 minutes covered and about an extra 10 minutes uncovered.
One hour later.
So now that the ratatouille has been cooking for about an hour now, we're going to take it out of the oven.